What happened was it was not so much the fall of Assad as the structure just imploded. The army had Russia had offered to rearm and retrain the army in 2018, and Assad had said no. And Iran too has been talking to Assad. In about June of last year, the supreme leader, when he last met Assad, said, "Look, something bad is coming from Idlib. I suggest you really need to take account of this. We could probably give you 2 brigades, but it would take 2 weeks for us to dispatch them to manage the logistics of it." And he said no. Why? It's very clear now what was happening was that the Gulf states, not Qatar, but the Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Egypt too, were saying to him, listen, if you want to survive, if you want to be able to, make something of Syria, there's only one way to do it. You have to normalize with Israel and with the powerful lobbies in Washington. And you've got to come closer to us. And so for about 3 or 4 years, not only was he not accepting help from Russia, not accepting help from Iran, but essentially Assad was drawing back from resistance, drawing back from helping Iran or Hezbollah or those groups, putting obstacles, not just not helping, but putting obstacles in the way, refusing to allow them to do certain operations, pushing back. And he thought that this might actually normalize him and that the sanctions were lifted. And if sanctions were lifted, that was the main objective, that it could be able to become a normal state again.
So what's left is that little sort of element in the middle, a lot of which is desert. And there you have vigilantes going down. There are tales of beheadings of Christians. The same is happening in Latakia, which is an Alawite part. Alawites, but the elites of Syria have always been Alawites. And most Sunnis regard them, therefore, as apostates, not true Muslims, not true Shia, and that therefore they feel very vulnerable and are very fearful about what these jihadists are likely to do, whether they will control it. But already there are stories from the south, these groups come in, they into houses, they break into houses, they loot the houses, they threaten people, they spit at them, and if you react badly, you're shot. So it's chaotic. It's really absolute abyss in Damascus at the moment.